Welcome, Aries. This is your weekly Taroscope reading for February the 22nd through to the 28th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we get to the energy of the week, let me take a moment to thank you, truly thank you for all the support, all the love you send my way each and every day. Now, let's get to the energy of the week for you. Now, we start with the Page of Swords, and she's one I always warn you about, okay? And I think with good reason. This week. Sometimes her energy can be, it's exactly what you need to do, but I think a little bit of caution is in order here. We don't want to act too quickly on anything this week. We want to think it through. Okay, with the Page of Swords, she's an action girl. She wants to move forward. She wants to move forward fast. And sometimes she knee-jerks the situation, steps on people's toes, just to get a reaction, just to get some energy moving in one way or another. Now, because she's a page, she's a young energy, so more often than not, when she does knee-jerk a situation, she ends up flat on her face, and we don't want to do that. So her being the very first card here, I would have to caution you, whether or not it's relationship, work-related, your stature in the community, love, finances, we don't want to knee-jerk the situation. We don't want to assume we know more than we do. We want to ask questions. We want to validate our thoughts before we set out in an action plan this week, before we do something, before we have that conversation, before we put ourselves in that situation. We also have the Seven of Wands. So our declaration for how we are going forward. Very much in the cards for you this week. You are looking at how to improve your life, how to go forward in your path, how to manifest the things you want, and what the action plan is going to be. So it's even more important to think things through, to watch the Page of Swords energy there and not react before you have all the information at hand, to act in a way that is going to give you joy, give you beauty, give you the abundance you want in your life, give you the love that you want in your life. It's crossed over by the Hierophant. In fact, you have quite a few your spiritualities. We'll get there. I don't want to jump the gun. The Hierophant is spirituality. Okay, you might find yourself lost actually in your thoughts this week, thinking things through, understanding how things need to have a balance in your life going forward. You may not want to think about it though. You may want to just act. And we don't want to just act. Okay, we want to give it time. We want to give it thought. We want to give it meditation, prayer. We want to see not only how it benefits ourselves, but how it benefits the people around us in our life. We have the King of Pentacles as the undercurrent of the entire week. So, yes, you are going to be coming up with new ideas, new growth within your ideas, okay? Your crown here is a living vine. But the King of Pentacles is very structured. He's very traditional. So this is not a risk-taking week. This is not a week where, you want to fall back on tradition. You want to fall back on the ways that things are supposed to be done. So you want to do the step-by-steps, especially when it comes to finances, especially when it comes to well-being. We have the Three of Wands, so a new path opening up to you, ready to go forward. And I think you're very grounded in many ways this week. You see where you want your future to take you to. You see the next level of your development. And it is a beautiful, expansive path that is opening up to you. Absolutely. The path takes up the entire card here, or most of it at least. And then we have the Nine of Swords, worries, concerns, fears, anxieties, usually the things that keep you up in the wee hours of the morning where you're constantly going through it. A lot of this energy can be avoided so long as we pay attention and we take heed to the Page of Swords, which was our first card. Okay? Not knee-jerking a situation into being. Okay? We don't want to have that spontaneous conversation. We don't want to just at the last moment change our plans and do something radical. Okay? Because chances are We're going to be replaying it in our mind saying, why didn't I wait? Why didn't I ask the question? Why didn't I get a validation on that before I went forward with my assumptions? Now, also, when this card shows up, I always tell you, don't wait till 2 in the morning for the anxieties to peak and you're tired and your mind says, let's talk, and you say, okay. And then you're starting to think back to when you were 7 and that little thing that you did in grade school. Because your mind will pull out the negative and it will take you back as far as it can. We want to schedule this time. So meditation and prayer is very big this week for you. Your spirituality is very big this week for you. The more time that you can give to thinking things through, praying, meditating, the more successful you will be coming out of this week and going into next week. We have the Fool. Now this is more going into next week, so it is that new path. So definitely, I mean, pay attention to the cards we've had already, the energy that is being spoken to. The more we look at our situation, how we want to go forward, and coming up with a well thought out traditional style plan, so hard work, details, planning, the little things in life, the more we step into a new path. Now, more often than not, this is work related, but it doesn't need to be in a general reading. It could be love. It could be your finances. It could be starting a business. It could be your stature in the community. But this new path, if we want to have the security underneath our feet when we start this new path, we need to give a lot of thought to how we are actually going to walk into this new path. For our love card, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So love can be very enriching, very, it brings in a sense of well-being this week. It's the harmony this week of how we work with others, of how we mesh, of how we're open to their ideas, their wants, their needs. That brings the abundance into your life when it comes to love. If you are looking for love, the person, if you meet somebody this week, chances are they are going to bring well-being into your life. They could even be bringing finances into your life. But it's going to be, with the sky there, I think it's going to be not the easiest of relationships. Maybe the most rewarding of relationships, but not the easiest of relationships, because I think there'll be a lot of tension into your tradition and your structure and theirs, and combining the two together. If you are in a relationship, okay, this is where, we have that energy in the background, the sky, okay, where there could be tension. So you really need to have the conversations about what is important going forward, how to build a strength between the two of you, how to take it to a deeper level, a deeper understanding, a deeper well-being. For money and career, we have the Ace of Wands. And sometimes this is a gift when this card shows up in the placement. So it could be a gift of money in order for you to go forward. This is a lot of weighing things out, understanding the balance that needs to be in your life when it comes to work, when it comes to finances. So this is a week where you could look at your budget, redo your budget, understand where you are maybe spending money in things that don't give you value in return, where you are being nickeled and dimed, if that's your currency, and bringing that back in so that it gives you the balance, it gives you the structure, it gives you the foundation to go forward. If you are looking for a job there, looking for somebody that is very well balanced in you this week, it's not so much of what you bring to the table. It's more about your confidence level that you can be an asset to their company or their corporation or their business. For spirituality, we have the Chariot. And this is definitely the card that says, and I almost kind of like let the cat out of the bag on this one at the very beginning because I wanted to wait until I got to this card. Okay, your focus has to be on your spirituality. Maybe you're dropping the ball. Maybe you're all over the place when it comes to spirituality. Maybe you don't have a structured routine. Maybe you need to widen your horizons, maybe travel to a seminar or maybe different faiths and look at things and research things. Your focus needs to be on spirituality, either stepping into a spiritual practice or maintaining a strong spiritual practice. And then for our health and well-being, we have the Hangman. This is really giving thought over how you can be physically fit, mentally fit, strengthened, empowered, having a life force pulsate through you. Okay, it's the balance of not only how we feel, but the balance of fitting it into our routines in order to stay strengthened, stay empowered, stay with a vitality, a sustained vitality. So with the Hangman, we kind of sit back. So this could be a lot of your meditation and prayer this week of looking at your routines, what you do, and the mundane things, what you eat, how much sleep you get, how much exercise you get, where you can branch out, where you need to pull back. If you are suffering from an illness or a diagnosis of some sort, this is where you start to weigh out what they are asking of you and what you feel is needed in your life in order to feel the vitality, to feel the health, to feel the well-being. So yes, you want to think things through. You want to go back to your practitioner and say, validating questions on, I feel I can do this in my life, and this will help me in some way. How can we incorporate that into the treatment plan? Because I think you will have the more you meditate, the more you pray on this week, the more that you tap into what you can do for you rather than what others can do going forward. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.